Hello, you wonderful people. Welcome back to the channel. We recently hit 4 million views on YouTube, which is incredible. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.
So today we want to talk about the 3S framework that helped us increase our views on YouTube so that you can get more views on YouTube too. Let's dive in. Now, the 3S framework, as we like to call it, we made it up, are the 3 S's that we focused on in order to ensure that our videos could show up in front of the right target audience in as many places as possible. So in this video, it's going to be super tactical. It's all about optimization. And then in a future video, we're going to talk about what to do when you get those views so that way you can have returning viewers and subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe because that video will be coming up soon. So the first S.
Tell them.
Search.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. If you are a new YouTuber, even if you aren't a new YouTuber, search is so essential to driving traffic to your channel. So even in that beginning stage there, even just say like the first 3 to 5 years, I'm saying this because someone like Mr. Beast doesn't really need to show up in search anymore. Yeah. So there comes a point where it's not the #1 place that you need to be focused on. But when you are growing, showing up when people are typing in and looking for something is going to be so key. So when we say search, where you will be found or where your videos will show up would be in YouTube search. So when someone types select keywords, which we'll talk about in a second, into the search bar, and because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world and only second to its, before I was going to say parent, but it's not the parent anymore because Alphabet is the parent, but
Correct.
Google is the first and YouTube is the second in the world, which means when you optimize your videos for search, you are giving yourselves 2 massive opportunities to show up not just on platform in YouTube, but to the world on Google. It's pretty incredible. So let's talk about how you can show up in search. Now, the main way is through the use of keywords.
Yes.
So keywords or key phrases are a representation of a topic. So it's a term that represents some form of topic. So Instagram is a keyword. Instagram growth would be a key phrase. And that would mean when someone searches, hopefully you would show up on the first page, because really who's looking at the second page of a search engine, really, right? You don't really go to the second page. You want to show up on the first page, which means you want to optimize your content in a way that lets Google or lets YouTube know that you are the commander and the leader and the authority on that topic.
So how can you use keywords? Well, fortunately, we did this video where we went in depth into how you can actually use keywords on YouTube. But for a really quick rundown, the main places that they need to show up are title, tags, description, thumbnail, and one that people don't really know much about is the actual audio of the video, because YouTube pulls the transcript from the videos and can understand what you are saying and relate those keywords to the topic of your videos. So it builds it into the rest of the platforms or the places on the platform that keywords appear. So where can you find the keywords for your particular niche? We actually use TubeBuddy for this, and we've been using TubeBuddy since we started the channel, essentially like 5+ years ago. And it's a phenomenal place to be able to put in the keywords for your particular niche and to see which ones are actually ranking, which ones are kind of getting no search, which ones have too much search, so there's no point using them. It's the perfect place to actually figure out what keywords are best for your video.
Exactly. And if you are already creating content, one place that is very underrated, and in the end, the ethos of this whole video is going to be to live in your analytics, and your analytics will tell you what people are already searching for, so how they're finding you, so that you can leverage that information to create videos they'll want to come back and watch. Now, specifically where you want to be looking is if you go under your YouTube analytics, then go to content, then go to traffic sources and look at YouTube search. And I will say a goal for us when we were launching our channel, well, after the first year of kind of understanding, was that we want to show up in search #1. We want that to be our top driver of traffic, and it still is to this day. And maybe eventually it'll get to browse, and we'll tell you more why in a little bit. But we want it to be search to start, because that means we've optimized our videos in a way that, one, we know our people are looking for it, so we're making content they want to see, but we also knew what we wanted to rank for because we knew where our expertise lied. So check that out. Go into the YouTube search section of your analytics under traffic sources and see which which keywords people are already typing in to find you, and hopefully that should match the topics that you're talking about and not be random. And if they are, then that means that's something that you're going to have to reevaluate. But this area is such a good place to also inspire and generate new ideas. So for example, we have a video, and I knew that it was going to do well as soon as we published it, and it did well very quickly. When we say do well, we mean it gets that coveted 1 of 10 where you get the fireworks. And it was the confetti. And the video was about how to make Instagram Reels that get you more reach and views. And the reason that that video was created is because when we looked in our YouTube search, we could see the highest search term for the last 90 days was how to make Instagram Reels, how to create Instagram Reels, things around that topic, which let us know that's what people were looking for when they came to our channel. So we knew we wanted to create a dedicated video to that topic. And then of course, like Craig mentioned before, where do those keywords show up? They showed up in the title, in the description, in the tags. Of course, the way that we were speaking, we said how to blow up with Instagram Reels or how to make Instagram Reels specifically in the video. And then of course, on our thumbnail, we reiterated that point as well. So important to be using keywords strategically. And again, TubeBuddy has been the biggest saving grace for this. We do not post any video on YouTube without going through TubeBuddy first. And one of the tools that are so great for optimizing your channel is their A/B testing tool, which we've partnered with TubeBuddy on to tell you about today. Now, anyone who has ever uploaded a YouTube video knows about the decision fatigue, the uncertainty, the second guessing that happens when you're uploading your video, wondering about the title, the thumbnail, all these things, and whether anyone's going to watch it because you may have done one small thing incorrectly. So to take the emotion out of that, we love to use data. And this is why TubeBuddy's A/B testing tool is so incredible. TubeBuddy's A/B testing tool allows you to test and compare key optimization tactics and is new and improved to give you even more variables to test and more data than any other tool on the market. And we've tried a few. The tool allows you to narrow down on what's working by testing your thumbnails, description, tags, and more, all the important optimization elements we've spoken about. And you can test all at once or separately. In our opinion, we like to test separately because it helps you narrow down on the exact variable, and you get to run them for a period of time to let your audience engage with the content and then track your metric of success. So specifically, you can track the click-through rate, so how many people see your video pop up and how many decide to actually click it and watch it. You get to track your watch time and engagement, like the subscribers, likes, and comments that you get on your video. This helps you understand what is driving the most results for you so that you can double down on that. It's an incredible tool, and it's typically only available in the Legend license, which is the license we have. But right now, you're able to test the A/B testing tool for free for 7 days using the link in our description. Again, cannot describe to you how valuable these optimization tools from TubeBuddy are, and they've really been a big help to our success on the channel. So we definitely recommend that you go check it out, and we want to thank TubeBuddy for being really like such a big part of our success, but also for being a sponsor for this portion of the video.
The second S in our 3S framework is suggested. So suggested videos are the ones that pop up in that right-hand little strip on the side of a video and at the end of a video. This includes not only other channels' videos, but actually your own videos. So you can have your own videos suggested to a user who is currently watching your existing video. So to help YouTube in doing this, this is where niching comes in. It's really important that YouTube understands exactly the topic or topics that you specifically talk about on your channel. And the idea is that YouTube want to recommend the perfect video to the audience who are currently watching a video on a specific topic, and they want to make sure they keep them on the channel, as we were saying. So they'll suggest your video to the audience if it relates to other videos in a specific topic and relates to other videos on your channel, hence the niching. So when it comes to relating to other videos in your niche, it's really important that you understand your audience and the actual niche that you are relating to. So what other content are they watching? And it's also important that you are researching the other creators, particularly the larger creators in your niche, so you can understand their approach to content, and then you can put your own little unique spin on that so that your content is similar enough to get recommended or suggested by YouTube, but different enough that it doesn't feel like it's a copy of some of the larger content creators. So something like the Mr. Beastification of YouTube is an example of catering to a style within a niche. So it's sort of a niche, but it's more
Took
of a, like,
over. Sorry.
Yeah,
It just took over
did it not?
YouTube. Yeah.
And it's more of like an audience style that people want to see. So more and more creators keep making that type of content. So because we'd watched Mr. Beast in the past, we started getting suggested this creator, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this right, but Ryan Trahan, I believe. Young dude, super funny. And he did this series about 1-star reviews where he went, say, Airbnbs with 1-star reviews just to see what it was.
Yeah,
or
restaurants,
hotels, things like that. Super funny. And whilst it's not a copy and paste of Mr. Beast, it's sort of edited that way. It's appealing to the similar type of audience. It's quick, it's witty, it's smart, it's funny. It's exactly a great example of this. And just because we watched a few Mr. Beast videos, then we start getting served that. And that's where you want your videos to be in your niche.
Exactly. And I want another point on that is because we watched that one video, more of his videos in that series got suggested to us. So they're showing up in multiple areas now because they're like, hey, if you liked this video, you'll like this one too. And that's the second part of the suggested equation, is not only showing up on other people's videos, but being recommended alongside your own content too.
Yeah.
This is like the bingeable content category. Think of what Netflix does, right? Like you don't want to just you wouldn't create one episode of a series, you would make it a full series so that way people watch episode 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to keep people in your ecosystem, and you do this by one, studying your analytics and understanding what they're watching so that you can add different versions of the same topic. So we would never just talk about Instagram once and that would have been it for the day. Our channel would not have grown. As soon as we noticed, we were talking about a ton of different types of social platforms and tactics. And then when we looked at our analytics, we saw that Instagram was the key topic that people were interested in. And of course, we can talk about Instagram forever because there's so many aspects to it. And we've been running a business utilizing Instagram for over a decade now. We are like, okay, we'll talk about every single aspect of Instagram that we can. So that way, when someone watches one video, we have other videos that can help them too. So it's not just like we're ever leaving you hanging high and dry. And that's why serialized content is so great for this, because YouTube, with the right optimization of your videos, is going to understand when two videos are similar and then start recommending your own videos after. So instead of putting them to another channel, they'll start recommending your own videos next. Yeah. That's why it's also really important to call out your videos so that YouTube can see that people like to watch more and more from you. So that's why we'll point to certain videos that, one, they make sense. We're not pointing to random videos, but one, they make sense, but two, it'll keep you watching our channel, which continues to contribute to our views. So that is really huge, is making sure that you are not just like a one-hit wonder and you're just going to have the one video, that you have other videos that point to the same topics so that you can keep people in your ecosystem. Now, the more people continue to watch your videos, that's when you'll start seeing other areas of your insights come up. So for example, we are seeing the browse feature. So we're showing up on home pages more often come up. And that's because we're having people watch our videos and then come back to rewatch and subscribe. So we're not just showing up on the subscription feed, but we're being recommended on the home page, which is like prime real estate too.
Plus to members might even be a thing.
Of course. So this is why it's super important that you are not only getting people to watch your videos, but retaining them as well, which we'll talk about in an upcoming video. So very important. And then trends. So another way to hop on the suggested aspect of this framework is to create videos surrounding trending topics or trendy things. The family channels and the prank channels of the previous era are like such a great example of when people were jumping on trends. So like, I did this too, it was all over YouTube, say 5 years ago, and that principle still applies. So that could look like covering a hot topic that's part of your niche, or just doing something that everybody's doing, or like a challenge that everybody's doing in your niche and putting your own spin on that as well. The third S in our 3S framework is Shorts, the more relatively new format to YouTube. Now, Shorts are incredible and still severely underrated, especially with what it can do when it comes to driving views to your channel. So Shorts appear in places like the Shorts feed, obviously, but they can show up as well in your suggested, and they show up in Google, okay? That is huge and has been a huge driver of traffic for us as well. Now, we started getting consistent with shorts in 2023. We kind of only dabbled in it before then, but as soon as we started getting consistent, that helped contribute to over 400,000 views for our channel just through this medium without ever having produced a new piece of content. Now, we talked about why shorts are amazing and why everyone should use them in this video, but we will go over a few points as to why we think it's super important if you're not using shorts now that you do. So one, you can repurpose your content. It already exists if you're using short form videos on Reels, on TikTok, on Pinterest, on any platform. As long as it's a beautiful vertical piece of content that is less than 60 seconds, it can be a YouTube short.
One of our shorts even got 110,000 views, and think about it, we're not making super trendy types of content, so it means that it actually resonated with people, and we still get about 10k views per month on that short alone, which is amazing. Now, it's a really, really great way, as Tiff was saying, to build a presence on YouTube without the heavy lift of the full length videos, which are a little intimidating, and I understand that for sure. A great example that we talked about on our membership channel recently is my brother has a mountain bike channel, and he posts full length videos weekly, but he posts a short every single day, and that has generated over 1 million views for him in a year and over 1,000 subscribers, which I believe he might be at 1,500 right now.
Killing it.
All from shorts. Now, his full length videos are doing decent as well, but the majority of the driver of his views are from shorts, and it's phenomenal. And like I was saying, we've been telling people on our membership channel, even if you don't plan on doing full length videos, put your reels up there, put your TikToks up there. It's the same thing. It makes no difference as far as like, you don't have to necessarily create just for shorts. You can, but you don't have to, and that's the beauty of it. You can have full channels, just shorts. Do it all up properly, get your cover photo and all of that stuff, and you're going to be able to get some guaranteed reach essentially from that, because YouTube are really focusing on shorts right now, and it's easy. It'd be a big miss for you not to do that.
Definitely a big miss, especially when you consider that you rank in Google search. So you're giving yourself an additional opportunity to be found, and then you're giving yourself an additional opportunity to be monetized on a platform. So it's not something that you really want to miss out on. So if you have ever created short form video content and it's living somewhere else, get those bad boys scheduled in your YouTube studio, because you can schedule your shorts as well. Can't recommend this enough. Huge driver for views for us on this channel. All right, so that is it for today. Those are the 3 S's in our 3S framework that helped drive 4 million views for our YouTube channel that you can use to get more views on YouTube for your videos as well. Definitely subscribe, because we are going to film that next video on how you can convert those viewers into subscribers through your content. And we want to thank TubeBuddy again for sponsoring this video. Go out and check out their A/B testing tool. It is so key. All the tools are great, but that tool is very, very, very interesting in what you can do to help optimize your videos. So you do not want to miss out on that opportunity to check it out for free. You can do it via the link down in the description box below. Thank you so much for coming to watch another video. We will see you in the next one. But in the meantime, check out this video. See what we did there? Suggested, recommending. We live by our words, guys. We do it. See you in the next one.
Peace, y'all.